showing people partying on the White House lawn for somebody's death is ridiculous.
I guess that's where I'm at on the whole thing. And being a part of the media, I know what we do. You know, I know why we do what we do.
It isn't over. It isn't over. It's one guy down.
You know, conspiracy theories going on about that. And we're never going to get all the full answers on it, so there's always going to be more questions.
Dre Sound know what it is.
The drama is over with.
And that's the Game Savvy.
Game Savvy Live brought you that. Game Savvy, what's up, man? Y'all the first to interview us, man.
And I'm going to say it.
I can do anything. Twice strictly. We trying to take over what independent supposed to do, man.
A becomes B and B becomes C. Let's flip the script out here.
Come straight out. Like if you want it, you can get it.
Confront what it is we might be afraid of.
Andre Savage holding that shit down. Looking like Prince fresh out of chemo and shit. You owe me your life. How the you gonna pay for that?
Wow. All the time, he wasn't playing.
All right, people, welcome in to what is, I don't know, a different lane for Game Savvy, probably unexpected to some. A little bit less on the giggles right now and more or less about what's actually happening and what we might want to concern ourselves with. Joining me, I have a special guest, Mr. Brandon Harrison, is a U.S. war veteran, and of course you know Brother Patterson here, who is also a veteran in his own right. So, with these gentlemen, we've come today to talk about some things that have been going on around the world, things that affect us here in the United States, government activity, you know, wartime, economic issues as a result, all of that. We kind of want to touch on these things today because I guess I was a little disturbed a couple weeks ago, and I guess the heat has worn off this a little bit, but our celebration and I guess our reaction more or less to the fact that, you know, our U.S. government is standing tall and standing proud in a recent assassination is exactly what it was. Whether it's getting our just due, if you call it justice, you call it righteous, whatever you call it, this is the man we blame. He's the leader of the faction that did this to us. So now we have him. We've avenged it. Some call it justice. Some don't necessarily agree. I would happen to be one of those people who is not exactly thrilled that we're so excited about the death of another human being. But it is what it is. You know, you come in our backyard and we're going to do something about it. You infringe my house, you must pay the price. Okay, I understand that. Salute everybody, my servicemen, everybody involved, all the EMS, emergency people, everybody who took action in a heroic fashion at that time. As far as they go, I get some sort of relief. But again, partying in the streets of Manhattan, the White House lawn, wherever everybody was geeked up. Are you people serious? Is that what we've really come to? I don't know, but in any event, fellas, a serious thing, man. You guys, I felt, could definitely offer us a unique perspective on all this, one that I think we can all respect. You know, so first let me say thank you to both of you for doing something I definitely do not have enough heart to do, and I thank the Lord that I was not involved and was not forced to be involved, because it would probably be one less salve for real. But again, Brandon, man, I start with you. The first thing I want to know from you guys, man, reaction to the capture, I guess to the mission, job well done, whatever you want to call it.
Mixed reaction. When I first saw it, felt a sense of relief. When you see all the celebration, I really didn't know how to feel. It felt kind of funny, but it was something I knew in my heart that was going to eventually happen anyway. Something that probably needed to be done. You know, it came right on time. You know, it was a good thing to happen.
My initial reaction was just pretty much, like he said, it was mixed emotions, because I was aware that yeah, we've got the face, we've annihilated the face of terror or what have you, but now we pretty much are going to be at a higher alert now. Now we have to be more cautious and more alert now more than ever, because now we've taken away somebody's leader. And with that being known and knowing how strong Al-Qaeda has become, this isn't the end just because they lost one person. Yeah, they lost their leader, but I'm pretty sure there were other people in place waiting for that to happen so they can step up to the plate and continue on their mission. With whatever that is, terrorizing the world.
For the first time, we're getting a public reaction from Osama bin Laden's adult sons, who are lashing out at President Obama, accusing him of violating international law by, in their words, assassinating an unarmed man. They are also upset about the shootings of several of their family members and about bin Laden's burial at sea. This word is specifically coming from bin Laden's fourth son, the 30-year-old Omar, who left his father about a year before the 9/11 attacks. Omar is also demanding that bin Laden's 3 widows be released. They are presently in custody in the city of Rawalpindi. It's about a half an hour outside of Islamabad. The U.S. is still waiting for its turn to interrogate those women, but right now, according to local reports, it appears clear that Pakistan first wants access to that treasure trove of information that was gathered during the Navy SEALs raid before they passed those women to the United States. And if that does take place on some of the prominent Al-Qaeda web forums, Al-Qaeda members are threatening serious consequences if the U.S. is granted access to the widows, or if the U.S. tries to bring those women back to the United States. From Islamabad, I'm Peter Alexander, NBC News.
Now, how much credence, man, and validity do you guys give to the theory that, you know, we're already in harm's way in terms of being infiltrated? You know, there are things happening right now. Again, there are people in place waiting for an opportunity to attack. You know, and I guess the question at the end of the day, man, is this country safer, man, in your opinion?
Safer, no. I think things will continue to be as they were, if not even a little bit more dangerous now that we know that because of what's going on with bin Laden, that there will be some sort of retaliation or revenge for this. Like I said, it's been no secret that these guys have been operating in the States for X amount of years, months. So I think things will still be the same. People just need to be a little bit more vigilant as to what's going on around them.
Now, Tavon, talk about, man, the media angle on all this and the part it plays, man, because, you know, that's just kind of how you get the information. For some people, that's the only way. A lot of people don't explore other avenues, man, just to compare and contrast, you know, for their own understanding.
I think one of the things that we've come to realize, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist or a genius to know, when things are put out to control your mindset, to control your angle on what you think of. It's a bit of a fear propaganda that the media has displayed that we should live. That's why you get the different codings of threat levels, and you get the people, you know, rejoicing and on the front lawn of the White House, but then follow the very next commercial is what now? Yeah. Or you know, you get showing footage of how the Al-Qaeda people are reacting to the United States killing their leader. And once that's being shown, then you do have your normal citizen that's just sitting down, and their only information of what's actually going on in the world is their television screen, is their internets, is their Facebooks, and people saying this and saying that, or disliking this and liking that. So it's more of a way of promoting fear almost. And I think, you know, with the media, is that what people need to understand is that you gotta be able to look into things deeper than what you just see on the natural eye.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur, and I'm watching Game Savvy Late Night, the show the players watch.
Game Savvy Late Night, brought to you in part by Advanced Carpet and Floor Care, commercial and residential service. Mention Game Savvy and receive 10% off any service. Call Matt at 419-867-8288. The LOL Comedy Group presents LOL Live, performing May 21st at the Collingwood Arts Center. Show starts at 8. Call 419-244-ARTS for more info. Powell's Beauty Supply, 2463 Nebraska. Mention Game Savvy and inquire about Powell's special offer. The Bears, Subs and Wings World, 2903 Dorr Street in the Rocket Plaza. Stop in today. Mention Game Savvy Late Night for a buy one, get one half off meal deal.
Play sound, know what it is.
The drama is over with.
And that's the Game Savvy.
Game Savvy Live brought you that.
We will win this general election, and you and I together, we're going to change the country and change the world. Thank you.
On the political trail, the campaign is hot, heavy, less than 30 days to go until we elect
The new leader of the free world.
New video of Osama bin Laden is just one tiny gem from a treasure trove of intelligence snatched up last week by U.S. Navy SEALs in their daring raid.
It is about the size of a small college library. And we have put together a multi-agency task force to go through it.
U.S. intelligence is scrambling to follow every lead the terror chief left behind.
There are several hundred al-Qaeda operatives who are now in an incoherent organization. For the next year or two, they won't know if they're under surveillance.
And the U.S. government is leaning on Pakistan, demanding to know how the world's most wanted man is living so comfortably in a military town.
They need to investigate that, and they need to provide us with intelligence, by the way, from the compound that they've gathered, including access to Osama bin Laden's 3 wives, whom they have in custody.
And what if the Pakistani government lets Americans question the survivors of bin Laden's inner circle? Former Vice President Dick Cheney advocates a return to harsh interrogation techniques like waterboarding.
It was a legal program, it was not torture, and I would strongly recommend that we continue it.
Bin Laden's death, giving new life to some old arguments on how to treat America's friends and enemies in the war on terror. Brian Moore, NBC News, Washington.
You know, you gotta admit, you know, when the 9/11 happened, that changed a whole lot of the way we live in different levels. I mean, the way we function in society with the airports and security, things you can't do, things you can't bring on the plane. A lot of that stuff has changed, and there's no one answer to throw out there and say this is why these things are happening. I mean, they say they're doing these things to make people safer, and there's always going to be somebody to say, well, they're taking away our freedoms and things like that.
Here you have people running planes into places that have been implemented as no-fly zones. When you see a plane crash into the Pentagon, and as you know, as a U.S. citizen, you think the Pentagon, from all the movies you've watched, from all the video games you've played, right, the Pentagon is the safest, most protected place on Earth. So how does a plane just manage not to be seen until it's too late and running into the Pentagon? So I think from 9/11 perspective, man, everybody went into this better safe than sorry type of work ethic and way of life, and it was just more of a, when you get to that point, people then look at rights, certain issues, and just be like, yo, rather let's do this and be safe than be sorry. So let's have you stripped down to nakedness, or you only take 8 milliliters of water and stuff like that, because we never know. And we don't want that type of, because what you do have also is a bunch of people playing the blame game. Who's to blame? Right. Instead of everybody trying to come up with the concrete answer, everybody's trying to put the fault on somebody. You know, what all that ties into is people reacting without necessarily thinking. And the media, despite, you know, what everybody thinks, it's their job to get the reaction of people. and they're gonna put out what they believe is most important or most valuable for everybody to see. Sensationalizing it, because it's, I mean, showing people partying on the White House lawn for somebody's death is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and that's just my opinion, because we all seen before, like when they shoot things overseas, when people are protesting and burning country flags, and when you see people doing that, and I'm pretty sure they, you know, all over the world, they saw America rejoicing about that. Now, who's to say that that's not pissing off the Al-Qaeda countries and stuff like that, the extremists all over the world? Because the way that we see it, when we're looking at it from a different perspective, we get angry too.
I guess I'll wrap it up on this, man. And I'm just gonna ask an interesting question. You're not gonna like it. Somebody's gonna be upset. I'm going to suggest that the very people who are here to protect me, who say I'm here and I should be a proud citizen, who say I have all these rights and I have all these things that I should be glad about it. You know, I hear a lot of people, this is the best place in the world, I wouldn't change it, I wouldn't move, it's a better deal. If you don't like it, get out of the country. Okay, well, here's your big moment to go off on SAD. What if my government is involved? Like you said, because I already thought it, but listening to you, it hit me again. How in the hell does a plane get that damn close to the Pentagon? Unless the people who are in the Pentagon say, well, we're just going to sacrifice this little chunk of this building right now. Again, we got to go far to extremes to execute an extreme result. What if, though? Just what if? Let's just play with the hypothetical. Because we know it's not. It's bin Laden's fault. I know what they said. I got the report. Okay. But let's just say, let's do the Andre report. I'm just the Andre Act. Let's read that right now. That says, what if they're on the scene and they're behind it, though? I'm just throwing it again. I got military men up here because I know I'm on an island. But again, I'm just playing with the game. How else would you get it done, man? Scare them to death. As long as they're scared, whatever we say is full throttle. It's all good.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past. It's something that you can't put past, because you with the government as an American citizen, you've kind of put your lives in their hands to ensure that they're doing everything that they can to create a better life for us. But I'm not going to sit up here and say that I haven't felt from time to time that the government has steered me in the wrong direction. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I would hope and pray to God that isn't the case.
You're right, the case. We would, let's hope it's not the case. Again, I
and
know,
and there's always going to be speculation, because there's always a speculation as to really how powerful is America. So that's always going to be a question about the government's actual involvement in the whole thing. And I just think that's something that will probably never be answered.
I think you hit it right on the head. Until we actually can say we know exactly the full details of whatever happened, there's always going to be room for questions and theories, and and everything else in between. Anytime something this major happens, there's always going to be these theories and unanswered questions. I mean, you look at the JFK.
Right.
What is that? 50 years, 60 years. Right. Still hasn't been answered. Still different theories and conspiracy theories going on about that. And we're never going to get all the full answers on it. So there's always going to be more questions.
It's all about who you believe. So my thing would be, consider one source, the source, if you know what that is.
So if in fact they are wrong, who better to tell the false story than them? I don't need Spike Lee to come in here and tell me about the discovery of America. If I'm not mistaken, there were some people here. The savages. They were here. So, it is what it is, people. I don't know. Stuff has been stolen and rearranged and regrouped from the very beginning. So I don't know why in 2011, now all of a sudden I want to be confident with the explanation. That's all I'm saying. If I thought I had been attacked before, this will do it, ladies and gentlemen. But it is the month of May. It's about the ratings. You haven't turned the channel. Zing.
You're watching Game Savvy, the show the players watch.
Game Savvy Late Night, brought to you in part by Advanced Carpet and Floor Care, commercial and residential service. Mention Game Savvy and receive 10% off any service. Call Matt at 419-867-8288. The LOL Comedy Group presents LOL Live, performing May 21st at the Collingwood Arts Center. Show starts at 8. Call 419-244-ARTS for more info. Powell's Beauty Supply, 2463 Nebraska. Mention Game Savvy and inquire about Powell's special offer. The Bears, Subs and Wings World, 2903 Dorr Street in the Rocket Plaza. Stop in today. Mention Game Savvy Late Night for a buy one, get one half off meal deal.
Game Savvy Late Night would like to thank our title sponsor, Toledo City Paper.
LAX.
Come on, people.
Wow, I'm fly, know why? I'm surfing on the clouds. It's magic, it's magic. It's true that you're talking loud. Fantastic, fantastic. And when we come around, I'm hard.
Well, now that you know all the players are watching, what are you waiting for? To advertise your business, organization, or event on Game Savvy TV, just give us a call. Or call the Savvy Television headquarters at 213-842-7225. Game Savvy Late Night. It's the show the players watch.
Because if you just go by that, then you're going to be that person that's just going to be paranoid out of your mind, going to buy extra amounts of bottled water and bombs and guns and stuff, and that's just not what you want, because that's, I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much. It's overbearing. It's overwhelming. And then when you get a nation that's operating out of fear, you get a lot of things that's coming up. You get a lot of things that just comes up to just make everything in disarray. Nobody's to be trusted. Everybody's on edge. And as soon as something minor happens, it gets escalated into, well, now he's a terrorist.
Right. But see, that's the whole thing, man. It's interesting you say that, because I guess that's where I'm at on the whole thing. And being a part of the media, I know what we do. You know, I know why we do what we do. I mean, hell, right here, man, we here, and it's about dollars and cents. And kikiing and ha-ha on the TV is nothing if you don't hear, you know, Scarlett Henny telling you Game Savvy brought to you in part by. So it's all about let's pay these bills. No different here over at NBC 24 or any other television station. You know, it's or newspapers. It's to sell papers. It's to sell commercials. So let's get that understood. But again, for the government's role, you talked about fear, and as long as the inference of fear is out there, again, it's my belief that you get to implore strategies of extractions of freedoms. Okay, get on the plane, take off your clothes, put the toothpaste up, you can only go on with this, do whatever it is. The rights have been violated for quite some time.
Hey, what's up? It's comedian Roy Wood Jr. You watching Game Savvy Late Night because you didn't have a date tonight. That girl didn't want to go out with you. So now you stuck watching my ass. Think about your life. Think about what choices you could have made. What better choices could you have made to not be home watching me? Back to the chicanery.
Play sound, know what it is.
The drama is over with.
And that's the Game Savvy.
Game Savvy Live brought you that.
And now, Derek Wade featuring the Young Professional.
Yeah, Toledo is in the house.